Good morning, Tottenham fans. Now you're gonna believe us. Now you're gonna believe us. Now you're gonna believe us. We're going to Bilbao. It's finished Tottenham 2, Bodo 0, 5-1 on aggregate. And for some reason, throughout this whole game, it was a semi-final, second leg to get into the final of the Europa League. And this is the calmest I've ever been watching Tottenham. We had it under control for the full 90 minutes. I don't remember Bodo even threatening our goal. Not at all. This was the most dominant defensive performance I've seen from Spurs since Frankfurt, probably. But they were just solid all the way through. They didn't do what we all sort of in the back of our minds expect. They were not Spursy. They were strong defensively. And we got the win as well away from home in Europe again and kept the clean sheet, which was amazing. Bodo haven't failed to score at home since March 2024. So keeping them out in their own ground as well is also an accomplishment for Spurs. And for me, it was a very strong defensive work rate. It had everything you needed to get over the line. Very professional performance from Spurs, and I couldn't be happier. I'm absolutely buzzing. I'm buzzing. We're in a European final again, second time in 6 years. This time we've got a very, very good chance of winning it. We're going to be playing against Manchester United. They went through 7-1 on aggregate, and of course they've hit some form lately, especially in Europe. But we can beat them. We've beaten them 3 times before. And we can beat them again, and we can lift that trophy. We're one game away from lifting that trophy now. I cannot believe it. There was lots of talk before the game about the pitch, about artificial pitch, about how cold it was, the weather, the fans, how confident the Norwegians were about beating us at home, how good Bodo are at home, and they've annihilated Lazio, they've annihilated Olympiacos, they've beaten I think they've won 30 of the last 37 games at home, they've won 9 of the last 10 Europa League games at home. So the writing was on the wall, but Tottenham turned up, didn't care about any of that, put in a brilliant professional performance, got over the line, finished it in the end quite comfortably. It was so easy towards the end in my mind. I mean, I was so relaxed. Like 20 minutes to go, 2-0 up in the game, 5-1 on aggregate, and I'm thinking, you know what? We didn't let Bodo play, and that was the key. But if you give Bodo the ball and let them play with it, then yeah, they can punish you. But we did not let them play, not once. It was professional from minute 1 to minute 90. And we've not seen that a lot this season for Spurs in the league, but we've seen it quite a lot in the Premier League. So Ange is passing all the tests at the moment. The Alkmaar game, when we've lost the first leg, what kind of character is he going to... what kind of character we're going to have? How is Ange going to set us up? How is he going to put us out there to get over the line at Alkmaar? Did it, in the home leg, beat them 3-1. 3-1. Then Frankfurt, home game, drew 1-1. But it was a dominant performance. It should have been 3 or 4-1 to Spurs. And then the away leg, lots of doubts. Frankfurt don't lose at home in Europe. They score in every game and all this sort of stuff. We beat them 1-0 away in Frankfurt, intimidating stadium and all that. And set us up perfectly in that game to get over the line with a 1-0 victory. Then Bodo completely dominated them in the first leg against at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Beat them 3-1, should have been 6 or 7-1. It really should have. We had so many chances in that game. They had one shot and it went in. And in this away game today, brilliant professional performance again. Ange is passing all the tests. He set us up solidly today. Even, we're solid at the back, but still created chances. And this is what I think a lot of Spurs fans have been frustrated with, because they're saying, why haven't we done this all season, sort of thing. But we haven't had the players. Look how different we are with Romero and Van der Ven at the back. Look how solid we are. I want to get into a few players, actually. And I want to speak about 3 people, 4 maybe, that could have got man of the match today. First of all, your doggy. Your doggy was brilliant today. Absolutely brilliant. His defending the back post twice, just preventing them from getting tap-ins. His defending was solid today. His link-up play going forward was great. He almost set up a goal as well. He was just dominant on that left-hand side, and he played a really good game today. And I have to mention Romero. Romero was absolutely solid again today. If anybody's going to question Romero and his love for the club, or his, him trying for Spurs, or him not being a good player, or he's a liability, he's squashed that all in the last 2 games for me, especially the last 2 games away. He was dominant against Frankfurt, and again he was dominant against Bodo tonight. Proper captain's performance tonight. Didn't do nothing silly, cleared everything that came into the box, crunched anybody that got in his way, and he was also good at bringing the ball out and passing the ball forward and linking up with the midfielders. Brilliant performance from Romero. Bentancur and Basuma, equally as good as each other today. Bentancur and Basuma were everywhere in that midfield. They were making sure that Berg and, I can't remember the other guy's name, were not getting a sniff. Every time their midfielders got the ball, you'd always see Basuma and Bentancur on their heels. It was constant all the way through the game. Amount of times, I haven't seen no stats, but the amount of times I see Basuma and Bentancur intercepting the ball or recovering the ball. It was insane. They were everywhere, and they played a brilliant part. Solanke never stopped running. He was very strong. His hold-up play was very good. He was winning quite a few headers. And he was just doing what Solanke does. And Solanke scored again. I don't know how many goals Solanke scored now. People are saying he hasn't scored many goals this season, but I swear it's 15 plus. I will check that and say that in my next video maybe, but I swear he's scored 15 plus goals this season, and he's got about 5 or 6 assists as well, probably more than that. So he's had a very good season this year, and again he scored in a big game again. So he knows, he's a very reliable player. He knows what to do. He knows how to run that line. He's a great number 9, and he scored again. I'm so happy for him. Pedro Porro, another great game from him again, especially on the ball. Brilliant cross for the goal. Brilliant cross for the goal. He even said after the game that he was meant to cross it, but I don't care. It went in, and that just sealed it for me. That was me, relaxed, done. To be fair, I was relaxed through the whole game. Like, Spurs, for the first time in a long time, have made me feel relaxed through a game. I couldn't believe it. No more Spursy. The Spursy tag has to be gone now. We could have been Spursy against Alkmaar. We wasn't. We could have been Spursy away to Frankfurt. We wasn't. We could have been Spursy tonight against Bodo. But we wasn't. We put in professional performance time and time again in Europe. So, all the eggs were in this basket, and now we have to go to Bilbao and beat Manchester United. If we can do that, then we will be lifting a trophy. Sonny might even be back by then as well, and that would be amazing. Can you imagine Son Heung-min scoring the winner in the Europa League final? Can you imagine that as captain and then lifting that trophy? That would be a dream for me, an absolute dream. Ange's tactics were spot on today, and he needs to be praised. He's got a lot of criticism this year, but the way he's guided us through this Europa League has been brilliant. His tactics have been spot on every single time. And if you say Ange doesn't know how to change his tactics, he doesn't know how to change it up, just look at our European run. He knows how to get over the line. He's won many trophies in his time, many league titles, many cups, and he just knows how to do it. So we have to trust in Ange. People wanted him sacked before the Alkmaar game. Now look at us. We're in the final of a Europa League final. We're in the final. Come on, Spurs. Can't believe it. I'm buzzing. Anyway, let me know in the comments who you thought was man of the match. Thank you for watching, and come on, you Spurs.